Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a battle of the brow pencils. I'm going to be going through all of my different pencils that I do have in my collection and going through them, comparing them, contrasting them. That way, if you're curious, you don't know which one you want to buy, you can watch this video and decide for yourself which one is best for you. So let's get started. So the newest on the market, I would say, in terms of like the biggest hoopla around it right now, is the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. I don't have a Brow Wiz with me right now. I have used a Brow Wiz in the past. I definitely agree with everybody that this is definitely a better product, easier to use. It's less stiff. It does have a wider spoolie on the end than the original Brow Wiz, and it has that, you know, typical triangle shaped tip that a lot of new products that are coming out lately have. It does allow you to create very natural looking strokes. I do feel like you have to press fairly hard to get any color off of this. This is the shade Taupe, and like I'm like really trying really hard on my hand to get any color off of it. Honestly, this is not my favorite. I don't understand the hype around it, or frankly the Brow Wiz. I think that they're both good products, but are they holy grail? Not to me anyway. I think this is around $23, and yeah, it's not my absolute favorite, but I do appreciate the idea behind it. I just think there are a lot of other products out there that are similar that are better. Makeup Forever did send me these. These are their new Pro Sculpting Brow 3-in-1 Brow Sculpting Pens. What makes them 3-in-1? I'm not entirely sure. Again, okay, perfect example. I pulled this off and the spoolie is like trapped in there. It's a short, stiff spoolie, but yeah, that did just pop right out. And again, it has that same triangle shape. This one is in the shade 20. I have other shades as well. Again, you have to press a little bit hard, but not quite as hard as the Anastasia. So this one is for me better than that one. If you're, and they're probably around the same price range. They're in the low $20 mark. I'll have all the prices information down below for you. Again, it's fine. I don't know if it's just that this style is not for me. I'm not entirely sure. They're okay. Better than Anastasia Brow Definer, but not as good as some other things that I've used in the past. Again, just my personal preference. They do have a nice color shade range. Their blonde actually is blonde without being too orangey. A lot of blonde colors, especially in Anastasia range and NYX range, tend to be a little bit more on the yellowy, orangey, and nobody has that color hair, so I don't know why they do that. This blonde is actually blonde, which I appreciate. So for the colors and a little bit less of a stiff without being waxy and too soft, this is a good choice. My absolute favorite of this style of brow product, and in fact probably just my favorite overall, is the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Universal Brow Pencil. And I'm going to tell you why. Again, same concept. The head is a little bit smaller, but it does have that, like, you can use it sideways or up and down if that's what you're going for, but it is much, much smaller, and it's not triangular shaped, it's more like an oval shape. They say universal because it's supposedly any brow hair color can use this depending on how much pressure you put down, which I appreciate, because the front of my brow I want to do one color, and then the tail is always a little bit darker, and I want to fill that in more. So in order to fill it in, I need to have it be a little bit darker so it matches the front, which is more full. So I don't like having to switch pencils, which is what I have to do with the Makeup Forever one. I have to use the blonde in the front and the taupe on the side, and it's just kind of a pain, right? At least with this, I barely have to put any pressure, and then I can get different variances of, you know, color based off of, I'm not getting very good swatches, but I can get variances in color of, like, I can make it really soft and light in the front, and then the harder I push, the darker it gets, and I'm only using one pencil. I think it's around $21, something around there. It lasts such a long time. It's hard, but not too hard, and it's not waxy. To me, this is my personal favorite brow product. It's what I bring with when I travel. It's my go-to. I just think this is really, really great. If you're blonde to, I would say, like a medium brown, I feel like this will work for you. If you have black hair, probably not. It's not going to get dark enough for you. But anything lighter than that, I feel like this is a great, great, great product. Especially if you're somebody who likes to dye their hair lots of different colors and then you just need one product. You know what I mean? This is perfect. Next, we're going to migrate into really super skinny pencils. This is another trend. I don't have an Anastasia Brow Wiz, but the drugstore dupe is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It's the closest thing to the Brow Wiz that I've found in terms of skinniness and, you know, general features from the drugstore. It has a small, super fine tip. This is the shade Blonde. Again, it kind of has that rusty orangey color to it that I'm not a fan of, and for me taupe is too dark. Don't appreciate the color range, but the product itself is great for $10. Can't really beat the price on that, and the spoolie is really stiff, really nice spoolie. So I do like this. It's the right amount of waxy versus hardness. I don't feel like I have to brush too hard on it in order to get the color payoff that I want. Best option from the drugstore by far is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. To me, even better than the Brow Wiz, which is why I returned my Brow Wiz, is the Brow Power Super Skinny from it. Again, another Brow Power product, but this time it is not universal. It has a myriad of shades. They have lots of shade ranges, and they even have 2 different types of blonde, which I really appreciate. They have a regular sort of more cooler toned blonde and a warm blonde shade. This is the warm blonde that I have here. It's not too orangey. Still has a little bit of, you know, that coolness to it so that it looks a little more natural, but you have the regular blonde shade too, which I really appreciate. They put a lot of thought into their shades. It's a much better product in general, in my opinion, than the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I think it's a little bit cheaper, and I just really like the color selection better on these than the Brow Wiz. That's the thing that I feel like with brows is really difficult, is getting a good color and picking the right color for your face. If you pick the wrong color, it can look really, really unnatural, and that's not what we're going for. So I really like this. It's the Brow Power Super Skinny from it. The last pencil I have is Tantalizing Taupe Eyebrow Color from, I want to say Shayla, maybe Kayla. This is a German company that was put into my BoxyCharm. Super skinny. Again, it's taupe. This is the one that's the most bang for your buck pigment wise. When I swatch this, it's almost like an eye pencil. It's very pigmented, but if you put light strokes on it, it does sort of vary in pigment depending on how much pressure you put, like the original It Cosmetics one that I told you about. I really like this. It's super light. It's great for traveling. It's not that big of a pencil. It's tiny. Only downside of this is that it does not come with a spoolie, but you get what you pay for in terms of pricing. This is more of a moderately priced item, not Sephora, not drugstore, somewhere right in the middle. Unfortunately, you do have to like buy this special online, which is frustrating and might not be worth the savings. But as a product, I actually do really, really like this even more than, again, the Brow Wiz, which I feel like is just overrated. I'm sorry, I just feel like it's overrated, but I'm definitely in the minority in that, so I'm going to shut up now. The last product is something you may have seen on QVC or something like that. My mom just gave this to me because frankly she didn't really love it, but I really like it. It's the Smart Brow, distributed by Intelligent Beauty Labs. This is a Manhattan Beach-based company, so yay California. What's cool about it is that it has like, it's like empty. I've been like draining this of like its last use, but it has like this like liquidy product that you can like brush through your brows with. This sort of looks like an eyeliner brush. Then you have the same product on the other side with a spoolie. So you have additional product on the spoolie that you can brush through. So if you want some, like a lighter day, you just use the spoolie and it's kind of like a gimme brow. And otherwise, if you want like a really sharp, crisp look, then you can use the brush and then brush that through. Kind of stains your brows, which I really, really like. The color that I have, does it say? It's like the blonde, I think. It's just like the general blonde, and it's really cool toned, which I really appreciate that ashiness, especially since I have more ashy color hair. I actually really like this product. I don't know if you can still buy it on QVC. I think it's where my mom got it, but I will have information about that down below. The next few things are more in that line in terms of like not pencils but brow products that are not pomades, etc. This is the Gimme Brow by Benefit. I'm also going to talk about the Essence Make Me Brow, which is like its dupe, its drugstore dupe. You can find that at Ulta. I really like these for days when I want to be natural on the go and I don't want to like really take a lot of time on my brows. It just pushes through so that it gives them definition, a little bit of hold, and so that my tail isn't so patchy. These are really, really, really excellent, but not my go-to solo product when I'm doing like a full glam look, because it's just a little bit too natural of a look for me. But for those days where you're going for a natural look, that's what you want. This next thing I'm so obsessed with, that happened for a while. This is the Pure Cosmetics Browder Perfecting Brow Powder. This is brow powder on a brush, basically pre-done for you. You don't have to get a separate brush. It's amazing. They have lots of different colors. The only problem is I feel like a lot gets on the little brush and it kind of goes everywhere. You kind of have to tap it off or blow it off so that you don't get brow powder everywhere. But I feel like that's not my biggest problem. I can just blow it off. It's fine. But once you press it on your skin, it does not go anywhere. Like, I'm pressing really hard to get that powder off, which is impressive for a powder. I feel like it has lots of staying powder for a powder. But I really like this. It's super convenient for traveling because you can be super precise with it, or you can make it look way more natural and you have the best of both worlds in this tiny little product. I really like it. The last thing I have is the Anastasia Dip Brow, which is like for ultra, I don't want to say drag eyebrows, but like if you want a crisp, thick, gimme some fierce brows, then this is your jam. I use the shade Blonde. I used to use the shade Taupe. I like both. They both work for me in terms, because the pigmentation is thicker on the pomade than in the pencils, so the Blonde actually does work for me when my hair is really light. I like it. It's not my go-to. It's a little much for me on the day-to-day, but I do use it for days that I'm going full glam. Well, that does it for these brow products. I hope you enjoyed. I will have all the information down below for you. Again, these are just my opinions. Let me know what your favorites are, and we can rap about it. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you like videos like this, if you like me, give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you next time on my channel. Thanks so much, guys. See you later.